Oh, you all are in for a good one today.
We're already off and running. Hi, everyone.
I've been shaking these two paints for 5 minutes.
Yep. This is where we are. It's Friday, which means it's time for another Paint and Slay. I am V, and this is not Lauren above me. This is
I'm not Lauren.
This is like the show Dinosaurs, not the mama. Not the Lauren.
Not the mama.
Not the Lauren. Anyway.
Not the Lauren. Hello, everybody. We're gonna have some fun today. I'm so excited. It's paint minis, drink Red Bull.
You need Red Bull? I haven't even had that much caffeine.
I've had 1 cup of coffee today. I need more.
Oh boy. Oh boy. So yeah, we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna be painting some minis today. Before we get into that, there's just a few things happening in the game that we want to bring your attention to, and then we're gonna start talking about all things big and giant. And you'll see why I'm saying that very soon once I get another mini for scale. So first up, don't forget, right now we have Commodore Crux in the game. If you haven't unlocked him yet, you want to. This is one of our next evergreen champs. And I'm sorry, but I had to put a gif of the gif.
It's a gif of the gif.
Fight me on this one. But yeah, check it out in game right now.
Yes.
And if you were going to say?
Oh, I was going to say, I'm like, and if you need to know the proper pronunciation, there's a Pack Antics issue that talked about how to properly say it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was quite a cyclical argument, wasn't it? So yes, we have this lovely GIF going along and doing his thing in the game. So you want to make sure you unlock him and get him added to your champion roster. And don't forget that we are steering into the weekend, which means that we have our newsletter that's going out. If you haven't signed up for a newsletter yet, might be a good idea, because we send out these lovely newsletters once a week, really, and we give you free stuff. So
free stuff.
If you check your emails,
it's all free.
The email has gone out, and you can get the free gold Shadow Dagger chest along for this Shadow Dagger. I don't know why this is a tongue twister for me. The Shadow Dagger weekend, where you can see all those fantastic champions that'll be getting some nice little bonuses going on there. So check that out this weekend. And again, if you haven't signed up for our newsletter yet, just go into the game. There's that little option there in the menu. Do it. Once a week, you'll hear from us, and we give you things to add to your game. I mean, it's not a bad thing. It's actually a pretty good deal. So keep that in mind. And then I'm like super duper excited for this next part for various reasons. Can't imagine why. If you haven't checked out the Spotlight yet, the Spotlight just went live recently, and we're introducing a new champion created by a certain somebody above. So ladies and gents and everyone there, this is going to be our new champion, who is going to be joining our roster next Wednesday. Trevor, who am I looking at? Who am I waving at?
This is one of the deadliest bounty hunters in Wild Space, Vin Ursa, and she is ready to kick some butt, and I'm so excited.
I am so excited.
I've not been able to talk about this for months.
I know.
And I've been so excited.
I think it is absolutely fantastic. You're gonna have
also
fun with this
Jesse,
champion.
the Jesse, one of the artists at CNE, knocked this key art out of the park.
Yep. Yep.
Oh god, I can't stop looking at it. It's so cool.
No, it's so good. I mean, I already put it into something that I needed for business purposes because I liked how the key art looked. So. Yeah.
And I saw that thing, and it made me go, "Yay!"
It's my champion, yay! So yeah, just keep that in mind. Next Wednesday, go and check this out, because this is some coolness going on here. And that's pretty much it, I think, for all the big major notes about what's going on in game. So let's switch over.
That seems to be all the things I wrote blogs about.
Oh my god. Oh my god, the blog log. The blog log. That was significant. So yeah, definitely go and check out the blogs on the website. And for now, we're going to jump back over and chat about some mini painting. Oh, and don't forget, we have our lovely moderator, Mars, today. Hello, Mars.
Hey,
Thank you for
Mars!
helping us. If you have a question for us, all you have to do is type in caps, question, colon, and then your question. Your question does not have to be in caps, just in case that needs to be clarified. Just the part question. Unless you really want to ask this question.
So I know you're saying you were going to do a size comparison. I actually have a very topical size comparison that we can do. Here is Commodore Crux for scale.
And Commodore Crux is a bit of a chonker one too for a medium, so it's even better.
Yeah. And
wait,
then,
is he
well,
medium?
Yeah, he's medium. Well,
medium.
If you need a little bit smaller one, here's there's Spelljammer Phil Ardra for scale.
Perfection.
There we go. Yeah.
Yep.
I realized, I was like, hey, you know what? What's really cool about this job? I'm writing characters that has merch. I'm just going to buy the merch of characters I'm writing.
There you go. There you go. Character merch. So yeah, this is one of the D&D Nolzur's marvelous miniatures, Fire Giants, from WizKids. And as you can see, this is a bit of a heckin' chonker mini compared to what we have normally done in terms of humanoid forms. I thought it'd be fun to do one of these for two reasons. Great way to learn how to do humanoid details and fine work on a larger scale mini. But also, you know, there's a certain book that's going to be launching soon from D&D, something about big bees. I don't know. Yeah, so I thought it'd be thematically appropriate. So there you go. But yeah, we're going to have a lot of fun today because this is such a large mini. Basically, Trevor and I are going to be working on doing the shadow layering because if you take a look, this mini is chock full of really cool details. So what I want to do is do my shadow layers, which is where we basically base in black, and then we do a graduated layering of dry brushing from grays to bright white to really enhance these details so that when we start putting on thinned out layers of paint, it's really going to make all of this pop, especially because we have like this craggy armor, these really detailed braids. You can see there's even like texture of the hair within the braids themselves. I mean, it's really cool and beautiful stuff. Now, when you get this mini out of the box, heads up, you don't have to paint around the sword, which is quite nice. All you need to do is disengage the sword and it goes in two pieces.
Disengage
This is a
sword.
free action. Free action, just pop this out here. So this we're just going to put to the side. We are not going to be doing any shadow layers on this. We're going to be doing a different technique when it comes time to painting the sword because we want this to look cool and super magical and everything along those lines. And that's not going to be happening today. That's going to be happening towards the end of this. And we're probably looking at about 4 episodes for this mini because of its size. So that being said, all you will need today if you're playing the home game and you're painting along with us is black and dead white from Vallejo. Or if you don't have Vallejo, guess what you need? Black or white. Just saying.
I mean, it's fair. It's fair.
I try and give the generic names when we're on the stream, and there you go. There are the generic names. Should you be using any particular kind of paint of your own, whether it's a different brand or whatever, just grab your blackest black and your whitest white, and you're good to go. So that being said, I'm just going to grab a paper plate for this one today. We will be thinning out the paints after mixing because, again, with all the craggy details that are going on in here, we want to make sure that paint sinks in without plugging up the details of this miniature. So I'm going to start with just straight up black. This comes primed ahead of time. We don't need to do any prime work. Yay for that one. So I'm going to go straight in with black.
Well,
yes,
while you do that,
yeah,
I'm gonna let chat know about the thing that you blew my mind with earlier.
Oh,
because I was showing off how my palettes I don't usually clean because I'm a terrible person, and she goes, you know, you can just like take that off with a thumbnail, right? And I went, no, you scrub it for like 15 minutes and then it comes off. Nope, you just do a little thumbnail and it pops off.
Pops off,
and it's
if
done.
It's dry enough.
Look,
yep.
It's gone. There it is. That I've wasted years of my life.
It's okay. See, I come in handy every so often.
Literally every time I'm on this show, you tell me something that I go, well, I was wasting a lot of time there.
All right, so while we're getting this mixed up, as you can see, I added water to my black paint to thin it out because my paint from this particular bottle is thick. And we don't want it to be thick. We want it to be runny like warm maple syrup. There's our food reference, as I like to use.
Well, I guess I should figure out how I'm going to put water in this. Yeah, there we go.
You can always just dip your paintbrush in and then kind of let the droplets fall onto the surface.
Or my third grade self just used my finger.
Hey, I mean, painting is a hands-on process, so do what you gotta do. There's going to be a lot of camera movement with this, folks, simply because with a mini this size, to show detail and then move it around, camera work is honestly something that's going to be shifted
It's
around.
a big mini for a reason.
It is a big mini. But you can see I'm just starting to apply it in a very thin layer. And I really want to make sure the black is getting into those little nooks and crannies all around this entire miniature. I'm starting with the base first, because I'm all about the base. No, I'm kidding. I had to. Starting with the base first because of how I'm holding this mini. This means I can get the base painted up, work on the legs, and as I start to get to the upper portion of the torso, the base will be dry and I can then hold by the base. I did try using my mini holder. However, because of the size of the mini and the base and my mini holder, that was not a fun game to play. It kept falling
I have
off.
a mini holder.
There you go. Trevor's
Because
got his mini
I'm
holder.
clumsy.
I mean, I'm clumsy too. I just am preventing the clumsiness ahead of time. Okay, so we have a couple questions already. Gaunt Blade wants to know, I got Regis as one of my choices. Wasn't that supposed to be prevented? That's a good question. I am actually not aware of.
If chat does agree with that, I'm not quite up on exactly how that goes. If that is true, I just say send in a ticket to Taylor and he can help you out.
Yep. Tickets, please.
Tickets, please.
Tickets,
no
please.
Ticket.
So yeah, sorry we can't help you out with that one, Gaunt Blade, but it's one of those things where I truly don't know the answer off the top of my head. I'd have to look into it. And then Jen Lando 327 question: are black and white paints readily available? They seem kind of niche. Like, really, who uses black and white? I know, right? Totally. It's going to be a struggle. You may need to check a few stores like arts and crafts stores or hobby stores. If you're desperate, you may have to check out like Walmart or something like that.
Oh boy.
God.
Oh, yep. See here, we're already hitting the thing where I'm like, yep, I'm gonna zone out into painting and forget to say things.
People don't realize that is a thing when you do mini painting.
Oh yeah. One of my friends, we've been hopping on Discord recently when playing games. We used to just use PlayStation chat, but now everybody's playing on different things. But I have a friend who just hops into Discord while painting Warhammer minis, and he keeps up so much conversation though, but then shows me the work that he does. I'm like, I don't know how you do this. I genuinely don't.
I think your friend and I, we get along famously. I actually will, when I'm not DMing a game, during our Saturday games, I tend to paint minis.
Oh.
And it helps me focus, honestly.
I was actually hanging out with a bunch of people at a bar last night, and he was one of them, and I told him that I was doing this for work today, and he was just like, man, I want a job that lets me do that.
A job that lets me paint minis. I want to paint the minis.
Trust us, viewers, it's not lost on us. This is pretty cool that we get to do this.
Yeah. It's nice to be able to kind of get some of our creative outlet going. Oh, Bellswin, thank you for the sub gift.
Ooh.
That's so kind of you. But yeah, it's I enjoy it. I always look forward to Fridays and being able to paint minis and sort of get people in the know of different tips and tricks and things they can do with miniature painting and keeping it super accessible at the same time.
Well, I love this because I've talked on stream before that I love painting minis and everything like that. I don't generally have the time to do it, and so I love doing this because it's time that I'm like, it is already blocked out for me that I'm gonna paint some minis. My thing with this, since I'm only here for the first part, is like, how long will this sit on my desk? Only a quarter done.
Yeah, but it's still. Have you seen what these look like when they're midway process? Hold on, one moment. Please.
I have not. We're doing show and tell now.
I can do show and tell.
Hello, person from Brazil. Thank you for joining us. Brazil.
Oh, here, I can do this one. I'm trying to find a WizKids mini so we keep in brand. So this is basically where we're going to end up.
Oh, that looks cool as heck.
Yeah, so it kind of ends up looking like a sketchbook.
Oh.
So if you want to leave as is, you very much could.
That straight up looks like a Junji Ito drawing.
Yeah, that's why I like doing this so much. This isn't like slap chop method beginning. We were just talking about this before we started. This isn't like slap chop because you're not just using black and white. You're actually going through a various layering of grays, which enhances things and makes these look far more like sketches of characters.
Oh
as
my
opposed
god,
to just
you're already
black
on
and
the
white.
legs. Oh my god.
It's kind of like I'm a pro at this or something.
I know. I gotta hurry up. This is the owlbear all over again.
Right? You're definitely going to want to poke whenever you get into these details, just to make sure that paint's getting in deep down, but also not collecting too thickly.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of texture that's going to nom any bit of paint. So if you think you've gotten all the paint out, just keep going back to this area and sort of sweeping up and then transferring it over to another spot, and you'll see you still have a good amount of paint left. Then you realize.
Good call out. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh my god. It does become a little difficult where I'm like, everything's black now. I can't see anything.
Right?
I don't have dark vision.
Oh boy, that is a thing.
I was DMing it because you know how the joke goes that it's like if a player has dark vision, they'll let you know. Trust me.
Right.
I was DMing a game recently. I don't even remember who it was for, but half the players let me know that they didn't have dark vision before anyone said anything.
That like, this is different. That's my Tuesday night group. We have half of us have and half of us don't have. And every single time it's like, wait, who has the dark? Who does not? So yeah.
Oh, dark vision.
Oh, the lovely dark vision. It's a thing.
See, now I want to find another thing that players do that a lot with, because one of my favorite jokes is if a vegan does CrossFit, what do they tell you about first?
Wait, what?
Yeah, because the joke is just like, oh, if somebody does CrossFit, all they talk about is CrossFit. If someone's vegan, all they talk about is being vegan.
Gotcha. Okay, that's the missing link that I was like, I don't get.
But I wanna find that it's just like if a player has dark vision and this, what do they exclaim first in combat?
That's a good point. Isn't it like usually like they have dark vision or they have advantage on saves or something like that?
Also, no offense to anyone out there if you do CrossFit or vegan. I think they're both fine. I just think it's a funny joke.
You missed a great morning joke today.
Oh, did I?
Not really. No, I don't remember the joke itself. I just remember it had something to do with a cow and moo. And I had literally seen this joke last night on Instagram Reels. And it was... what happens when you get an angry sheep and an angry cow together? They're in a bad mood.
All right, that's a good bad one, though. Hey, thank you for the sub, Cypher.
Hey, hello, Cypher.
And thanks for being here.
Appreciate it. Big time.
I pressed a button for two of my fave people. Oh, well, thank
you. Yay. Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Okay, we have another question. Fun. Gerathanus? If I said that wrong, apologies. I am trying. If you are painting it all black, could you just dip it into a container of paint and then spin it? Absolutely not. Nope. No. I see what you did there.
That is the most Mr. Bean plan of painting.
Yes. Well, I'm hoping that was asked in jest. Don't do it. Don't do it because it's gonna start filling in all these little details.
You're using
overfill.
a bigger brush now. I'm gonna switch.
Yeah, definitely a bigger brush will help. And you're gonna lose all those really cool rune details that are embedded into this armor and the plating and everything like that. So don't. We're not from Roger Rabbit. Don't dip. Okay? No dipping.
Apparently that was the first movie that I was taken to to see on a big screen. It was a drive-in though.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that explains why that movie absolutely terrified me as a child.
Oh yeah. God, that scene with the dip was just, it
Yeah,
was not.
it is traumatizing.
Mm. I was honestly, I was terrified of, why am I blanking on the actor's name? Christopher.
Christopher Lloyd.
Thank you.
Well, I didn't even realize as a kid that that was him, and I loved Back to the Future. So when I found out, I'm like, I felt
Oh,
so
no.
betrayed.
Oh
I
no.
was like,
What did
but you
Doc
brought
do?
me joy. What did
Right?
Doc do?
What's up, Doc?
Oh man, I'm seeing what you're saying about the detail on this.
Yeah, there's a lot going on here.
Well,
Again,
I mean,
super
with
important to
the
thin that line
paint
out.
getting stuck in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh my
Yep.
God, I have like a
I mean,
lake down here.
this brush is probably going to be dunsies after today
Yeah.
because of all the poking motion and everything like that. But it gets it deep in. And this is also sort of your insurance policy by making sure that black is getting into those deep recesses. If for some reason there's an area that's tricky to reach and you can't quite paint over, it just turns into shadows for you,
Okay.
which is kind of nice.
Good
I'll just keep
Lord.
moving around. Good Lord. Like through here, the grill on this collar is so deep.
Oh, wow. I hadn't even
Yeah.
noticed that.
Yup. Yeah, as I'm painting this, I'm like, heck yeah, this is going to be at least 4 episodes.
Yeah. I've got one leg. I'm getting there.
One leg, you got a leg up.
Yes, I do.
Yay! Oh my goodness.
I'm glad that you've been noticing the questions. I even brought the question doc up and have not been able to look over because I'm like, must paint.
Must do the painting. Yeah, I pulled up the question doc this time.
I appreciate you.
No problem. If people notice a slight little lagginess, it's because sometimes my computer doesn't like it when Chrome is open.
I feel like every computer doesn't like when Chrome is open.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a thing. Oh my goodness. I feel like I'm getting inadvertently violent. I don't mean to. I'm just like,
I was just thinking the same thing. I'm like, I'm sorry, Brush. I don't mean to like hurt you like this.
right?
But I have to get these little details.
I really need to get back there. I can't wait to do the face because there's such a cool expression on this mini, and it'll show up a little bit later when we start doing some dry brush work. But yeah, I'm excited for this one for sure. For sure. Do.
Okay. Oh, how did I?
I don't know.
How did I do
what?
this? How did I just leave that part?
Your brain just pulled it. Nah. Not doing it.
Yep,
not doing
it.
that. Sorry.
We're all set on that.
The kitchen is closed. Not happening. Oh my god, speaking of the kitchen is closed. I was all getting ready to go to Starbucks on Wednesday after work.
Starbucks.
Right?
Yeah.
There's not many out by me because I'm in the boondocks. So go to Starbucks and they had a sign up at their drive-thru. Oh, please come inside the store. We're having some technical difficulties. I'm like, cool. Drive around to the front of the store, park the car, and there's another sign. We are closed for the day as of 6 p.m.
Oh no.
And it was 6:45.
Oh.
Yeah. I
feel like one of those signs could have used some updating.
Right? It's like, and also, why did you put that on the drive-thru?
You gave me hope, and it was snatched away.
Right? It felt like a mini-series in a 5-minute span.
I went through so many emotions.
That's just it. You went from elation to disappointment to hope to utter devastation.
Utter devastation.
Utter devastation in a world.
In a world
where
utter
Starbucks,
devastation is everywhere.
Right? I mean, obviously it's a first world problem type of thing. It was just one of those things I was like, oh man. Really?
Yep. you know what's funny? I actually had a day like that, where I got off of work, this one still at
Hmm.
C&E, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna be nice to myself. I'm gonna go get some Starbucks. And I was having a bad day, so I was like, I'm gonna cheer
Right.
myself up. So I go to the closest Starbucks. They're closed. I was like, you know what? I'm not letting this ruin my day. This is a city. There's plenty of other Starbucks. Go to the other one. Closed. And I'm like, what? I ended up having to go to four of them to find one
Oh.
that was open.
Oh.
But
Oh
I
my
got that
goodness.
coffee. That's the important thing.
Yep.
How am I supposed to get what? Eh. There we go. There we go. I just had to think in portals.
Think what? Thinking portals?
Yeah, now you're thinking with portals.
Oh, oh.
Uh-oh.
Hold on. I'm trying to do something really quick on the slide and I failed my skills check.
Anything I can help with?
Nope. I'm
Okay.
good. Do do do. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Okay. I'm getting there. I'm
Oh.
halfway.
I'm not too ashamed of the fact that I have a little bit of paint on my hands. It's a little less evident
I got a lot of paint
of what it could be.
that's not on the brush exactly.
Oh my god.
I was really hoping I was gonna get through this with the amount of black that I put out, but I didn't put out enough.
Yeah. Phrasing.
Again, I know we say this like every time V and I are on stream together. This is genuinely what it's like to work with us. It's like it just to swap minis for like business stuff, and
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
that's what it is.
Yes, but
Okay.
it's good to have coworkers you like to laugh with.
Mm-hmm.
It's a positive thing.
Okay.
All right. Ooh, missed a spot. I am going to
I've
be playing the
missed
spin the mini
lots.
game for sure.
There's like the parts of the I don't
Hmm?
know what you call the part that hangs off the belt, but I can't figure out how to get the other side of it.
I mean, chainmail tunic is kind of what I was putting in my notes because I wasn't sure exactly what to call it myself.
Yeah. See, when in Destiny, the Titans have those, but we just call them butt flaps.
I mean, people would understand what you're talking about.
Yeah, they do.
So there's that.
Okay, I think that's enough water. I hope that's enough water. We're gonna find out. I'm definitely going with the feel for water to paint ratio.
Mm, yeah, again, you know you have it right when it's running around on your plate like maple syrup. If it's something like ketchup or mustard and it's too thick.
I love your condiment level for describing things there.
Well, it's generally a universal reference for people,
Yeah, yeah.
which
The
helps.
viscosity.
Viscosity. The technical viscosity, like ketchup. All right, and we have another question from Duranthinus. I'm using Caddy Bree and Artemis. Should I be placing Artemis in a row in front of Caddy Bree where I spec her with push forward? Or when I spec her with push forward?
I think yes, but I'm also not the best person to ask. Someone
Yeah,
in chat has
chat.
probably responded with that, and if you haven't, help them out with that. Because
Yeah, we
here's
have
the
a
thing.
fantastic bunch of people in chat who are quite
Oh
knowledgeable
yeah.
on all the tips and tricks of the game.
Like here's the thing. I've played this game for years, and I've talked about it on stream and everything like that. I absolutely love it, but I 100% play into like I don't
I'm the
really know what everything does. I just kind of make formations of people I like and hope for the best.
Yep, I'm of the Pokemon school. I gotta collect them all, and I
Yep.
have the fun of collecting them and unlocking and all of that. But
Wow, I'm gonna be honest. I play Idle Champions a lot like how I played Pokemon the first time. I don't know about types. What electric does better against what? I don't care. I'm
I
gonna
don't
use my
know.
Pikachu because I like
I
Pikachu.
just like how they look. I like what
Yep.
their ultimate does. Like,
Yep. I do think that like my favorite thing though is that because of this job with idle insights and everything,
Mm,
now I just get to make formations that I'm like, these are my friends.
yes, that is the fun thing. Now I'm at this stage where I've got mostly everything blackened up, but I'm also looking for any sticky outy white spots.
Sticky outy white spots.
Mm-hmm. Totally a technical term.
Yup. Big hundo.
Beware the sticky outy spots.
I'm so scared of the armor.
Why?
Because I'm so worried that I'm just gonna lose all of the detail and not notice.
Again, as long as you're kind of poking and pulling things away here and there,
Yeah, that's
should
what
be
I'm
good.
trying to do.
But this is definitely starting to dry at the base, so that's good. But yeah, so I am where I want this to be, I think. I'm gonna do... Funny thing is sometimes I can catch the spots in the camera.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Instead of just looking with my naked eye type of situation. But this will also give chat a chance to see all these really cool details because we're not getting the white flare anymore. That happens with white minis and cameras. But yeah, you can see there's some really cool stuff. So basically, I've been
Yeah.
looking at a whole bunch of Fire Giant art, both official as well as deviant and other styles of fan art or just general artists. And there's been some really cool references I've tapped into, and I'm playing off of the fact that fire, most people think fire is, red and orange and yellow and white. I'm also going to tap into where fire gets really hot, so we're going to have some blues included into this paint.
Ooh, very cool.
Yeah. So
That's
we're going to
gonna
have
look
some fun
awesome.
with bringing in, well, it also works out well because you have your color theory thing happening. When you have orange and blue put together, things just pop a little bit more for both of them. So that's why I wanted to also tap into that. So the sword that I showed you previously, which, where did I put that? I was smart, right? I was.
Previously on sword.
So previously, I'm going to do some fun work on the sword where we actually have the blues towards the base of the sword, because the sword itself is going to be silver. So the rune work will be bluish tones, and then the flames will be blue, and then we're going to flare it out to going to the oranges, yellows, reds, whites type of thing. So yeah, it should be a lot of fun just to play around with some fire colors a little bit. But I was looking at, like I said, the Fire Giant art that's floating around out there, especially now that they're doing all these fun little intros to Big B's going on with D&D. I've definitely been having fun looking at that art. But I've also been looking at, I went onto YouTube and like, how does flame burn? And like looking at videos. And I was like, that probably put me on yet another list.
Man, on Threads the other day, Google did a tweet that was just like, what's one of the searches that you've worried to put you on a list or something? And I just reposted it in laughs in writer. I have legitimately had to Google things that I then follow it up with, I'm a writer. And I just type that in and send it.
I mean, quite frankly, there have been times as a DM where it's like, how long does a poisonous gas cloud actually last?
Yeah, that does look pretty bad.
For reasons. Or, how heavy is a body when it is incapacitated versus unconscious and things like, yeah.
Oh boy. Okay, I think.
You think? Therefore, you err.
I think I got her.
All right, cool.
Yeah. I cannot wait to do this hair.
The hair's gonna be stunning. Oh
that's gonna be really fun.
I mean, this hair has got, like I said, it's these fantastic braids, and there's even some hair texture in the braids, so it's a thing of beauty. You can see it's kind of popping out a little bit more there.
I found some more that I didn't get.
Found some more white spots. That's how it works. That's how it works. And it looks like the chat is definitely helping out with questions. So thank you.
Appreciate you.
Very always. Okay. So another question came through from D2Crafty1. I like the name. I know you guys are painting, but doesn't mean we can't paint and talk at the same time. But who would you take on free weekend, Melf or Miria? Miria. I'm sorry. Like, I don't have to think about that one.
Yeah, I go with Miria too.
Miria. Miria is awesome. That's just my personal preference. Mars was very cool in our questions document. He also provided some feedback. Melf for speed, Miria for power. Speed versus power is often what it comes down to, and the value of each versus the other is subjective. Thank you, Mars.
Yeah, no, seriously, that was. Thank you so much for putting that in there.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Miria is just freaking cool. Like, don't get me wrong. I know Mel's cool. Mel's got
Melf
spells
is cool.
named
Melf is
after him
cool.
and everything. But I really love Miria.
Miria is awesome. Miria is ultimate and everything like that. Oh, I want Miria and Voronika to meet. I seriously want those two to meet and like interact and do their things because.
Oh my! I just want that because I want to see you and Mark like just go off.
evil girls do lunch.
Oh my! Oh!
Stop.
Now I'm like, who else we getting for that game? You know, we'll get. See, yeah, and I was gonna say we get Cypher in with Fen.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I love it. Okay,
hysterical.
I think
I think
I've got it.
All right, cool. Oh, you can tell where I was holding it when it was still a little bit damp. Oops, that's fine. You got it. I lost it. It's fine. It's good. No big deal. Actually, I'm not going to worry too much about it because we're going to move on to the next thing that'll kind of help with that, and that's going to end up being what?
Hang on, I got to read this one. I don't know if it's further ahead than those, but this is from Faker. I don't know how to say your name. But the question is, any possibility for a little spot underneath one of the giants to remember Spurt? Oh, that's so good. We should just put like a little like blood stain around one of the feet.
No. I can one better you. You can just add this on later. Little tombstone.
Oh. Oh, it's Alpha Kroll. There we go. I see it now. Alpha Kroll. Thank you for doing that. I appreciate you.
There we go. That's a thing now. Okay, so
that is so good though. Just to remember Spurt.
In remembrance of. That would be kind of funny. And the lurking writer is asking question: if you say you wanted the fire to be intensely hot, wherein it becomes basically invisible, how would you represent that on the mini? Would it be acceptable to leave part of it unpainted? I wouldn't leave it unpainted because it would look unpainted. Honestly, I think I need a visual reference of what you're talking about, because if you mean like sort of like the mirage thing that happens with intense heat,
yeah, I could see it that leaving the tip of the flame on the sword clear could work.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a really cool idea.
It is a cool idea. It's just the thing is with especially with the clear plastic minis, wherever you don't put paint, you can then see through, and it starts getting this weird skewed thing. So I would definitely have to think and play around with that a little bit to sort of embrace that. It might be sort of cheat it and paint it like very pale white and silver metallics.
I was corrected and rightly so. It would be the center, not the tip. The tip is the coolest. See, I painted a magic flame one time, and my sister. I was so happy with it. My sister-in-law was just like, "You know it. You have it upside down though, right?" Now it's magic flame, but does whatever it wants. Leave
me alone. Let me do my magic. All right. So
that's a good call out. That's a good call out.
It is. So this is starting to get to the point where I think we can go in and start doing some dry brushing. So we're going to do a charcoal gray now. Which means we want to take black and white, heavier on the black to the white. So I'd say like 5 parts black to 1 part white.
I'm glad you instantly went into the mixing, because you were like, and now we're going to do it with gray. And I'm like, this was not one of the colors I was told to bring.
Well, I told you to bring 2 colors for a reason. Hey, Trevor, newsflash. You know what happens when you mix white and black together?
I feel like that's too much of an arcane knowledge for me to know. You said 5 parts black, 1 part white?
Yep, exactly. So you could do like a dime size of black to a pea size of white would be good. Like dollop size on your plate. And then while we're mixing. Imaginal Disc is using red and yellow ink or wash for clear plastic for flame better than the opaque paint. Yes, in fact, that's pretty much what I'll be doing as we get closer to working on the sword details. We're going to be dipping into washes, but I do like to do a little trick of metallic paint to help the washes cling a little bit better to certain spots of the mini without making it go fully opaque. Okay, so that is, I'm going to do a swatch on my wrist. So that is the dark gray that we want to do here. So it's like a slate gray.
What do you use to mix? Is that, were you just using the other end of the brush?
Yeah, just the other end of the brush. That's all.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
Go for it. And then we'll start dry brushing. And I'm actually going to go for one of my larger ones. That's okay. You can always add more white. It's better not to have too much white because then you're trying to play the darken it up game, which is harder. So do like another drop of white and see what that does.
That's better. That's
there you go. Ta-da. I'm actually going to use a larger brush than I normally do because this is a larger mini. Usually when we do dry brushing, you see me use a brush that is about, oh, where'd it go? This size. So you can see I've kind of upgraded.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So basically go for the largest brush you possibly have that's flat, Trevor.
That's the same brush I've been using.
There you go. Okay. And then I'm
you said that's flat? Oh.
Yeah. I mean, you could do round. It might just make it a little tricky. And now I'm just going to go through and start dry brushing this slate gray onto the mini.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to have to do that because I'm not using that brush. Ew, gross. Go away. It was I had an older one, but the thing is that it has a plastic grip or rubber grip, and it did that thing where it's just like, I'm just gonna turn into slime.
Oh, I hate when they do that. It degrades.
Oh God.
That's never a fun discovery.
Yeah, that like my ADHD sensory, like that's almost as bad as a microfiber towel.
Oh. Yeah, that's fair. I also don't get, like, sometimes microfiber towels I get because they're super absorbent, but then sometimes, like, I don't get them for things like dishcloths because they don't actually, like, do anything.
Oh, no, yeah. Okay, so run this over with me one more time. So what I'm going to do for this, I'm going to put paint on the brush, and then I'm going to swipe it on the
we're going to dry brush. Yep.
Okay.
And that's where you get a little bit of paint onto the brush, dab it off onto the paper towel until the brush is almost dry of the paint, and you pull the paint with the brush across the miniature, pulling sort of parallel to the mini itself. What'd you say?
I said, oh, I put way too much on.
Oh, shoot. It's okay. Because you have a couple of layers happening that'll help fix if you kind of overdid it this go around. And we definitely want to make sure we let this dry between coats. But you can see there's a subtle tonal shift, which I like to do. And if you're just joining us, the reason why I'm doing layers of gray is because as you work between it in the end, you'll end up with something cool looking like this before we start adding colors. This is my shadow layers technique, which gives it a cool sketchbook look. I'm very much a fan of.
I'm hoping mine looks somewhere like it.
There you go. You'd be surprised. And a little bit of paint will go a long way for this. You're not looking to do a perfect coating. You still want some of that black to play through. And no, imagine this is not slap chop. Slap chop is black and white. This is a layering of blacks to grays to whites. It's a little bit more involved with steps that go along the way.
I think I'm doing it.
You think? I know it's hard to see. It's going to make a difference as we start shifting to the lighter grays. You're going to see the difference there. All right, let's see here. Ooh, questions. From Twan1077, I started a game last week. Great! Artemis and
Welcome.
Wolfgar. I have Artemis and Wolfgar. Timegate this week is Korth, Strix, and Talon. Who should I get? I mean, see, this is where I'm going to answer because, like, of the person behind the champion, I'm going to say Strix.
Yeah, same. I just love Strix.
But it looks like Chad is jumping in with some really good advice. So, Lurking Rider.
Yep.
Thank you. I see
Appreciate you.
I see you giving the advice. Thank you so much. And that's just it. Like, that's why I love it when chat like jumps in and helps out, because sometimes the painting and the thinking are two very different things.
The what and the huh?
The painting and the thinking. The what now? The who and the what?
You know what, one thing that like I want to actually see is like I want to see the person like sculpting this. Like I have no idea how that goes about, and like my assumption is that someone sculpts a miniature and then they make a I can't even think of the word, the thing that you put the resin into
Sample?
and make the thing.
Oh, the mold. Yeah.
The mold. Yeah.
A lot of it is done now through computers and sculpting through
Really?
computers. Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah. I'm sure there's still some that they do by hand, like long time ago style. But with technology, a lot of it is, sculpted through a computer program, even like 3D print the sucker out, get your mold, et cetera, et cetera. I think a lot of companies are doing that approach now. Oh, this face. This face is so beautifully focused and stern. I'm excited for that. All right, so I'm gonna stop, I think, yeah. I'm gonna stop. I'm happy with my coverage there, and I also wanna make sure that dries. And make sure you rinse your brushes between doing these layers. What?
Well, we'll just cover that up later. Nothing, just a giant white spot.
Pardon me.
It'll be fine.
It'll be totally fine. Totally cool. Nothing at all to worry about here. Nope.
Okay. I think I've done it. Does it look different? It still looks pretty black to me.
Well, it still looks pretty black on my side too.
Okay. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I still feel
also,
like
I have like a lot of lighting on mine, so it's popping things out very much more so.
Yeah. Okay. I think I did it. I'm going. That's what I'm sticking with.
That's your story. You're sticking to it.
It is.
Cool. I'll take it. I shall take it.
Yeah, this brush is gonna be destroyed after this.
Oh yeah, the brush I was using for painting the black on, I already know that's DOA. That's just dunsies. That's gonna become a tuft of grass or something for terrain painting.
Okay. I'm going to change.
All right, and
paper towels as well, because this is, look at this beautiful art.
I beautiful abstract art. I have actually saved old paper plates because I really like the color combination. Yeah, it's been fun.
That's cool. I like that.
It's been fun. Zilpha is asking, question, what is your favorite gear slot on any of the champions? Mine is the Cespia Zombie Grung.
Well, you see, I feel like I'm gonna cheat here because I'm now writing those. Actually, I have one, and it is topical once again. There is a piece of equipment for Vin Ursa that is actually a nod to something that will be happening soon in Xerixis.
This is Vin Ursa for those who are not familiar.
Yes, for those that join, Vin Ursa is coming to the game next week. There is a piece of equipment that she has that will make more sense once a future Xerixis campaign comes out.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
What about you? Do you have a favorite? Because I mean, you got Voronika, so.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously, I love all of Voronika stuff because there's so much nod to the backstory and the lore of Voronika in her equipment that didn't necessarily come through in Black Dice Society itself. But I thought it was really cool what they started doing with Desmond's swords when he was in
Mm,
development too. Like, I thought those were pretty wicked.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I will like one that's out and you can go find right now. So Nixie was actually the first anything that I wrote for the game.
Hmm.
Like Dupuis was like, okay, we're still figuring out what we're doing campaign wise, but we need Nixie's equipment named and with flavor text. And so I hadn't actually seen the show yet, so I spent the day binging the entire show while getting other work done, and then went through and wrote it. But my favorite one that I did on there was one of the components. It like the image was like some mushrooms and some other things you might find in a component pouch, and I just put the flavor text, these taste like crap. And I was just very happy with that. It's also a nod to what her favorite spell is.
Right, exactly. That's amazing. See, I love stuff like that. That's good stuff. That's very good stuff. All right. I am checking out my mini. It is starting to look more matte as opposed to shiny, so yay. Next thing we're going to do you still have some of your paint left over from the previous batch?
Yes.
Okay, so you're going to add a little bit more white to that. I'm going to do like another pea size of white to what I have left. And then mix that all together to create a lighter gray.
Okay. Oop, I might not have had as much as I thought.
That's okay.
We're gonna put some more black in there now. What are you doing?
I don't know. I ask myself that every single day.
I was asking the paint. It bubbled up like chocolate milk.
Don't drink it. Oh my god, there are some craft paints from Plaid that their names are like food. And I swear to God, I don't know if it's psychosomatic type of stuff, but some of these paints you open up, there's one that's like called chocolate bar. You open up that paint and it smells like Hershey's chocolate.
Oh.
And it's like, it's bad. It's so bad.
It's almost like in the 90s when they're like, hey, you know, it'd be great if we just
Yeah.
made all of these children sniff markers.
Exactly. And imaginal, I can believe that Voronika doesn't have Nolzers because Voronika is very much separate from my mini painting background and history. So those I like to keep as separate entities.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I don't think this is as light as it
Yeah, I
needs
actually need to go a little bit lighter.
Okay.
All white, all white, all white.
Oh, Lord.
It's a Friday. It's a
It
Friday
is
after
a
having come back
Friday.
from being gone for 2 weeks. My brain has hit the
Yeah.
full capacity.
This is your first street. What'd you say? It was in 3 weeks?
In 3 weeks, yeah.
Jeez.
And I think I am just getting over the jet lag too. I feel human
believe it.
today.
God. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit more white. Because it's still, it's very much the dungeon tile gray.
Yeah, well, you kind of
it's
wanted
not-
a little bit dungeon tile gray mode. And then we had another question from Imaginal Disc. I have wondered if any modern sculpting for minis is done in another material and shrunk down for casting. Some, like I said, there are some special occasions where they will do stuff like that. But the majority, what I'm seeing, are people translating things over to working on computers, 3D printing it out, and getting the mold from that type of thing.
Okay, how is this looking? Is that still too
That's
dark?
good. That looks good.
That's good. Okay.
That looks very good. You're good, sir. And same thing, just going to go through with the brush and with a slightly lighter hand, I'm going to start dry brushing this on.
Okay, there we go.
Now you're getting your pop difference.
I'm seeing it.
Yeah. And you also notice I'm not thinning this paint out because I don't like thinning paints for dry brushing, because sometimes if you over thin the paint, it then falls into where you don't want that paint to be.
I didn't know that one might thin paints for dry brushing. That
Yeah.
seems antithetical to what you're doing.
I think when people are first starting to do it, they think you have to thin all the paints because there's always that joke, thin your paints, that floats around.
Oh,
You have to
okay.
thin your paints at all times. There are times to thin and there are times to just let it be. Oh man, I love the texture in this. This is
There's
awesome.
just so many of them.
There's a variety and it's just
To the point that I just saw texture I didn't even see when it
mm-hmm.
was just primed.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know if it's gonna come up, but like there's
Which
the
spot?
chainmail in here is,
Here, I'll pop
yeah,
it up.
that, wow.
Yeah. You can see
That's
the actual linkage.
wild.
Yeah. There's some really cool stuff going on with this mini. That's why I really wanted to make sure I got shadow layers going on this first.
Yeah.
I mean, even when you get
Like,
to the boot.
do you find that there's a technique to, like, depending on what the texture is of which way you're brushing and stuff for the
Yeah,
dry
oh,
brush?
definitely. Definitely. Like when I get to things that have ridges like this, I will purposely pull from the top down on the ridges to bring that out
Oh,
more.
okay. Okay, okay. I thought you were
Yeah.
talking about the thing on the thigh, but
No,
yeah, okay.
the on here
Yeah,
on
I
the
see
hip
what
where
you're
you have
talking
those
about.
ridge bits. If you
Yeah.
pull down, it makes it pop up better. And then for the chainmail, I'm trying to pull it on a diagonal because that'll get
Okay.
more of those details because
Yeah,
you
yeah,
have
yeah,
high
yeah,
and
yeah.
low details. Oh,
Y'all, this
God.
is looking like a mini.
Uh-huh.
I do have a question for chat, and this is just something that I've been curious about. Are any folks out there painting along with us right now?
Some
I'm
people do.
curious about that
Yeah.
because, like, I've definitely gone along with y'all on a VOD. But I haven't ever. Oh yeah, no, there we go.
Yeah.
Belswin's doing it.
Yeah, Belswin. Belswin is
Oh,
like
bye,
every week.
Cypher.
Hey.
Yeah.
Bye.
Have good meetings.
Hopefully they
Uh,
are effective. Productive. That's the word I want. Effective. Like, that sounds wrong.
but I genuinely love that that someone's doing it, because like it's just like Bob Ross, where it's like I always
Mm.
wondered if people actually were like, okay, I've got my paint set up, I've got the normal ones that he does, we're gonna go.
Yeah, I mean, I used to get emails all the time from when I would do my own YouTube channel streams. People sending me photos of like, this is what I did while you were painting today, and it was always so much fun.
That's so
There was a
cool.
father and like his two little girls. They would paint along to my streams together, and like I'd
Oh,
get pictures, and oh my god, it's so stinking cute. Um,
oh,
that
that's
was
so
really
cute.
sweet. Yeah, but yeah, people really do.
I used to put on Bob Ross while I painted minis. It was just like, I mean, Bob Ross is just, it's great to listen to anyways, but
Exactly.
he's
It's
talking
Bob,
about painting and stuff too. And
right?
so it was nice to hear. And hearing it's okay to make mistakes. It's happy little accidents. It's always good.
Yeah.
Okay. This is looking
Isn't that
this is
fun?
looking cool.
Yeah, it's starting to do some cool
You
stuff here.
were you were right about the face with the dry brushing.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Ow.
Wow.
Ow. Yeah, and the hair is spectacular with all this texture. Ah, I can't wait.
Yeah, look at this.
Yep.
Look at her.
Yep.
Look at that go.
Look at the things that are happening. Do. Another question from Imaginal Disc. Rather than thin the paint for dry brushing, is there any benefit to diluting the pigment with a medium instead? Don't do that. No, there isn't. You want to keep the pigmentation and the intensity to get those layers to pop and work with each other. Because if you start diluting things together, it's just going to turn into a muddy mess.
I think that was the first time I actually redid my brush.
Oh.
It really is, the little bit goes a long way.
Mm-hmm.
It was because I realized I hadn't actually done the rocks below.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. That is a thing. Jeez. This is just...
Oh.
What?
My
What'd
computer went to sleep.
Went to sleep?
Yeah, no, luckily it's just the monitors, but
Just
just
like,
suddenly all my screens went off.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure it's fine. God, yeah.
Absolutely.
There's details in the
Absolutely.
armor I didn't even notice. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just it.
Okay.
It's like the more we're going to do this, the more it's really going to, because like this mini, when I first started doing it, I did not realize there were all these different textures that were happening just in the top of the skull alone. And then
Yeah.
inside the mouth. So it's, oh God, hold on. Cobweb in the stalk, sorry.
I mean, out of all the minis,
It's
I feel like that's one
appropriate.
of the appropriate.
That is
yeah.
appropriate, yes.
Dungeons have cobwebs, yo.
They do. They do.
That's why I don't go in there in real life. They're nasty.
Oh God.
Oh, can I tell you a great thing of like a player
Yes.
check-in thing?
Of course, please.
So, big massive shout out to Aaron M. Evans, friend of the show.
Obviously.
Because so I'm playing in Fearful Symmetry with the Dungeon Scrollers crew, and she is the DM. And she knows that I have really bad arachnophobia.
Right.
We've talked about it on Champions of Lore and stuff like that. And she messaged me the other day and she was like, hey, I just wanted to check, is your arachnophobia bad enough that you don't want to hear the word spider at
Ooh.
all? Or is it just like, you know, the describing them and everything? I'm like, oh no, the word's totally fine. She's like,
Right.
okay, because I have a character who is going to be called the spider, so I wanted to check in about it. And that was so
That's
nice.
amazing.
That
Yeah.
was really, really nice that someone kept that in mind and just wanted to double check to make sure the game was fun for everybody.
See, communication between DM and players is a very cool
So
and wonderful
important.
thing.
Yeah.
It really is. All right, so we are at the top of the hour, which means we might have a influx of new people coming in.
Hello,
so
new people.
just hello, new people. Just FYI, we have a few things happening in the game. No big deal. Speaking of big, there is this GIF, Commodore Crooks. He's our evergreen champion.
Yes, indeed. That is how I hear his voice every time I write him.
Okay, see, that's the problem because my buddy James Intricasso, he has played a GIF in the past on a live stream, and he does this voice all too freaking well sometimes. Where you started doing that, and my brain's like, wait. I thought, I'm like, did I give James a link? My brain actually thought he was jumping into the call. That's what I just did.
I think there's one point in one of the Xerxes adventures that I have Crux say indubitably, and I was like, yes, this is what we're going for.
Smashing. Brilliant.
Oh,
how
have I not done smashing yet?
And brilliant.
I've done brilliant. I'm pretty sure I've done brilliant, but
good.
Smashing.
Yes, but if you haven't, check it out. You want to make sure you jump into the game and unlock yourself one Commodore Crux to add to your roster of champions. And then just announced today, our next champion who will be launching on Wednesday is Vin Ursa, who is this, I'm going to say adorable because I think that it is adorable. Our adorable Vin Ursa Plasmoid. She was created by our very own Treavor. Yeah, so check it out. Spotlight blog is live. You definitely want to give that a read through, or you can check out the video on YouTube as well if you want to get a taste that way. And again, this is going to be joining us they are going to be joining us on Wednesday. So definitely check it out because this is a fun one. And then
I'm gonna tell you one adorable thing about Vin Ursa that I love. So she is lawful evil. But she did not have the super tragic backstory where her entire family was killed. She was actually raised by a family of autonome thieves. And that's actually why she's short, is because she just stuck to the same height that they were.
Frame of reference, literal frame of reference. Oh my god, that's adorable. That is fantastic. So yes, Vin Ursa is coming into the game on Wednesday. And then for the weekend buff, if you've signed up for our newsletter, it is the Shadow Dagger weekend. Look, I said it without tripping over myself this time. I don't know why it's a tongue twister.
It was a tongue twister.
And if you get the newsletter, that means you'll be getting the free gold Shadow Dagger chest. And if you haven't signed up for the newsletter yet, do it. It's a cool thing to do. All right, so that takes care of that. And now we're going to go back to our mini, who is, drying between the layers. So we've done like a mid-tone gray. Now we're going to go for a slightly lighter gray by adding, if you want to, if you still have it, more white to your paint from before. Basically, I just keep adding a pea size of white to whatever is left of the paint. That's my trade secret.
Every time you've said that, I've gone to do it, and then my brain just goes, do I know what a pea size is? I know what a pea is.
The size of a pea.
I know, and I'm like, but I can't estimate it right.
Size of a corn kernel? Would that be better?
Oh yeah, that's what it is. It's definitely the type of food that's the problem, and not my brain. Oh boy.
I'm trying here. The size of a little kitty's toe bean.
Oh.
Like the little toe bean, the pinky toe bean.
Toe beans. I did want to say from the chat, Lurking Writer said, do not play Grounded then, even though it has, where is it? Yes, they have an option to change how the spiders are displayed, but it does require you to still temporarily see them. So I actually did play Grounded, and it was very fun, and honestly, I loved and appreciated the arachnophobia mode so dang much. I played it for a bit, and you know what? I didn't care that there was just a giant blob floating through the air coming at me, because you know what? I could fight that.
Yep. All right, so I'm going in with this next level of gray. Same thing. Just a very light touch.
You got paint on me. No,
I mean, yeah. It's gonna happen.
Lurking Writer, silly question. But which kind of pea? Chickpea? Garden pea? Poddington pea? I don't know what that one is.
The green variety, like the little round green variety. The kind they sell as frozen vegetables mixed with chopped up carrots. Those peas.
Okay. So we're just doing exactly the same thing that we did before.
Just with the lighter gray, and it keeps making a difference. And the trick to this is just making sure you're doing light layers. You don't need to be heavy-handed. You're gonna find it's actually gonna take less and less time each pass.
That's why I'm like holding like further back on the brush.
Yep.
So I can do that a little bit lighter.
Yep. This is not Zenithal Imaginal Disc. It's not directional based. It's not OSL or object source lighting. This is one of those things where it is playing up the different details of the miniature to give it more depth and to help bring those out, because it'll make it a lot easier to paint also when you can see every little detail that's gone into this ahead of time. So it adds like a depth and richness to the paint. It's something I created for myself based off of my oil painting techniques of chiaroscuro, which is a painting technique of playing off of lights and darks together.
Easy for you to say.
Yeah, well, I'm Italian. Yes, it is.
That was good. That was real good. You're like, as a matter of fact, it is.
Well, actually. It has been rather interesting listening to these various content creators from different countries. And some of the languages I'm better able to understand because of my basic knowledge
Oh
of
yeah.
Italian.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
I tried to learn some Italian at one point. The only word that has stuck with me because I just loved the way it was said was for bicycle, biciclette.
Bicicletta. Motocicletta. That's another fun one. Motocicletta. That's motorcycle.
That's really fun.
Motocicletta. Mm-hmm.
Motociclette.
I
Oh
love that
god,
one too.
that's a good one.
What other words were fun to say in Italian? Now I'm thinking like what else I enjoyed. Biblioteca. That's obviously library.
I fell off of it because I got too busy, but I was using Duolingo for Spanish
Oh, that's
for
cool.
a bit. Yeah, Sorado is one of them. I'm like, oh, that's just fun to say.
Yeah.
I only took 1 day of Spanish in high school.
Really? How? Wait, hold. How? What? Wait.
Yeah, so my grade, the high school decided you no longer needed to take a foreign language to graduate. And I was like, cool. So I just never took a language class until senior year, and I was like, oh well, I just need like something to fill one of my classes. I'll take Spanish. And then I realized I was the only senior in a classroom full of freshmen, and I went, I don't really want to do this.
Yeah.
And so then I switched to film class.
I mean, that makes more sense for you, quite honestly.
It should, but it that was not great.
The story continues.
The best thing that came out of it was that I got to watch The Graduate for the first time. So,
oh, film class.
Yeah. What did you think I said?
I thought you meant Spanish class.
Oh no! No. That would have. Yes, we watched The Graduate in Spanish for the first day of school. And Simon and Garfunkel also in Spanish.
Oh. I also like how I just turned into Jennifer Lawrence from Hot Ones, where it's like, what? How? But why? But how?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
I'll show you one.
God, I love that clip so much.
That's amazing. That clip is getting used, and it is getting well used for its use. I will say that. Oh my god, incredible.
V and I send each other a bunch of Instagram reels, and
all the time.
Anytime I see one that has the Jennifer Lawrence clip in it, I'm like, I know it's gonna be a banger.
Oh my god. There are times like I'm gonna send you something and I look down to see which of our other friends have liked it, and like yours is the first time. I'm like, oh well, I'm not gonna send it then.
Yeah, that's what happens with it's you and my wife that I will see on there. I'm like, okay, cool, they saw it.
Yep. God, between you and B Dave.
B Dave and I have started sending each other Star Wars ones.
That's fair.
Like the one I sent the other day, just it had the picture of Anakin Skywalker, and it had the little clip of it's like he's the nicest guy around. Well, what about the murders? What murders?
Yep.
It's so good.
Oh, funny. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so this is a question from Zilf, and I think this is more D&D related than our Idle Champions game. How often did you die in a single campaign, and how did you continue the game? I did Master Apprentice, Childhood Friends, Brother Sister, Man That Campaign Killed Me 6 times.
Oh my god!
Dang!
Here's the thing. Oh, I have had a character die once, but they got better.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, like when there's an army of goblins and you're a level 17 fighter with armor that lets you fly, you're like, I've got this.
Got a little cocky there, didn't you?
Yep. And then a goblin sorcerer cast Disintegrate on me. And I failed. And I died.
Oh. Okay. Wow. I have had 2 characters die. Both of them druids.
Oh my god.
One, I knew it was gonna happen, and you play her in the game.
That's funny.
Yeah, no, I knew Nico was going to be getting killed off in the first episode, so that
Oh,
that
yeah,
was,
yeah, 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 yeah. That's
you
fair.
know,
That's fair.
that
That's
was
fair.
interesting. It's like, oh, your character's dead. It's like, yeah, I know. There's no death saves here. I'll see you later, everyone. Bye.
Y'all have a good one. Bye.
Yes, but then my druid Myrrh, I was playing her in a game, and I was literally the only healer, but I was also surrounded by a bunch of gnolls, and the others were off doing their thing a ways away. So I wild shape into a crocodile, thinking that would get me through the combat, so I can go and heal myself, type of thing, because I didn't have any spell slots left for healing.
Mm,
That didn't work.
yes.
That didn't work. So yeah, that was just, I was like, you know what? I'm done. I'm good.
See, here's
yeah.
the sad thing with me is that like I don't think I've killed many players as a DM.
Mm-hmm.
That said, I have killed 3 of my wife's characters. uh One of them was in the Dragon Age RPG. She was doing the test to become a Grey Warden, and they literally have a table that's like, if you roll like a 5 to a 1, you're dead, and that is exactly what my wife rolled. Another one was in Chult. A red wizard used Fireball.
No.
She was level 3,
And that's Dunsies.
yeah, she was nuked.
Yep.
I can't remember what the other one is though. But yeah, she likes to remind me about that a lot.
So what I'm hearing is that I need a DM for your wife. There we go. That'll totally work.
Yep,
Oh my
there
gosh. Yeah, I haven't officially killed off a character for a DM, like as a DM. There have been like close calls and like really tense moments. But then I also like a homebrew rule that I've come up with because I get, hired to do streams and everything. And when you have stream characters, it's a little bit different because like they put invested time and money and art and stuff into these characters. So I have it where if someone fails their death saves, they can opt to have their character come back if they want to. I'm not saying they have to bring the character back, but it's things like, if they're more melee based, then they have -2 to all of their attacks, and things like their strength and dexterity get dropped.
I get you.
Until they get greater restoration done twice on them to bring back.
Ooh,
the
twice.
points. Twice, yep.
Interesting.
And then for spellcasters, they lose 2 levels in their spells, and their spellcasting modifier gets dropped by 2. And same thing, have to go through greater restoration twice, to get 1 back, to get 2 back, type of thing.
Okay.
So there's consequences for their having died. They can weave it into their backstory, like, a tendon in their arm was severed and it didn't quite heal right, and so they have to like retrain, type of stuff. Or for the spellcasters,
my wife started doing that if she hit death save fail 2, she would add like some kind of like a scar or something to her character in description for that situation. I always thought that was really cool.
Yeah. So that's kind of what I've brought into the games that I run. And
I like that.
Some people opt for that. They're like, yeah, I'm all good with that. Should that come up? And it hasn't come up yet. Others are like, no, I'll just get a new character. And I'm like, okay, cool. Whatever you want to do. Totally fine. Just letting you know the option is there because options are important. Okay. How are you? You good?
I think I'm good. I'm loving how this is looking.
Yeah, isn't it fun? Okay, so now we're going to jump to fresh white. We're going to do like a nice sized dollop of white. And we're going to put in a single little drop of black.
Okay.
And we're going to make a very light gray now.
Oh, to answer chat, yes, she was trying to become a Grey Warden in Dragon Age.
Ooh, there you go. And the reason why I switched over from just adding more white is because sometimes it's just easier to start fresh with white and add a little bit of black for the lighter grays.
So how many parts is this one?
It's 5 parts white to a half part black.
Oh wow.
Yeah. It's still a gray, but it's lighter. All right.
I love that I've now gotten the chat talking about Dragon Age.
Perfect. I have that downloaded. I just haven't played it. I really should play.
I very much love those games, but I also really love the RPG, the TTRPG. It's so
neat.
good. They made such a fun system for that game.
That's awesome. I've actually started branching out and started playing Vampire the Requiem with friends.
Oh, yeah.
I am enjoying learning a new RPG. I'm enjoying learning Requiem. It's definitely different from Masquerade from what I understand, but it's enjoyable. I'm having fun with it. So.
Okay. Yeah, that's later, I guess. Yeah.
So it's going to start looking like this. If you have the right color, Trev.
Okay.
It's like cloudy day gray.
Oh, like it is outside.
There we go. So I've been playing Dreamlight Valley.
Oh, yeah.
Yo.
How's that treating you?
I feel like we need to have a conversation about that on Champions of Psychology.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that game gets really deep sometimes. Like, there have been moments where I'm like, I don't think I'm in the right mental mode to take on some of these things right now. Yeah.
I thought it was just
Disney, but it's well, there's some pretty and what's funny is with the recent update they just had like this past week, they now have a screen that says, "Hey, FYI, Dreamlight Valley deals with some heavier emotional themes. If you're not in a good mental spot right now, maybe put the game down and come back when you're feeling better."
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yep.
Would not have guessed that.
Me either. I thought it was gonna be like, haha, and everyone just being happy and happy and goofy. No fun on the dwarf and the actual characters. I was not expecting that turn when I started playing the game.
That's wild.
Yeah. It's an interesting game.
Yeah, I just heard that it was Stardew Valley with Disney characters.
No. There's a little bit more to it, for sure. It's almost like take Gris, Animal Crossing, Stardew Valley, right?
Yeah.
Shoot, what's the other game that it reminded me of? Witchwood. Smoosh them all together, and that's Dreamlight Valley.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's definitely fascinating. And I definitely have like characters I prefer to encounter in my village like, when I'm running around and doing things.
That definitely sounds like Animal Crossing.
Like I'm always so happy to see when Wally's like rolling around doing his thing.
Oh.
Yeah. Wow.
Wally.
Yeah. So it's fun to see Wally, but then it's like, Mother Gothel comes trotting through and I'm just like I'm actually like physically muttering underneath my own breath when I see
just fucking
oh God, she's back. She's so pretty. I don't want to deal with her right now. I don't want to talk to her. Just whatever.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've just been playing Diablo all day, every day.
It's like Diablo and Tears of the Kingdom are the big two right now.
I beat Tears of the Kingdom. I'm good on that game for a very long time. There's just a lot of game in that thing.
Well, I mean, it's like I have a friend whose sister is playing it, and like she's going completionist mode, like all of the shrines, all of the recipes, all of the this, all of the that. I'm like, that is impressive.
Like, I'll be honest, I did hit a point in that game where I'm like, if I never see a shrine again, I'll be fine. I'll be very happy with my life.
Nice.
And I did not do a lot of them. There was one shrine in particular, I don't remember where it was, but I literally on the map put a skull over it, so I knew, no, this place sucks.
Yep. Oh, Lightning Hawk.
What?
Playing Star Siege Dead Zone while I'm waiting for BG3 to actually release. That's really wonderful. I know and the reason why I said it is because I know so many people who are playing something until Baldur's Gate, and that's why I was like,
Yep.
oh yes, you are not alone.
Oh yeah, no, that's been a big
I
topic
can't
of
wait.
conversation in my friends group.
That's in 2 weekends, right?
Something like that. We've been, my friends and I have been talking about like maybe putting together
Oh,
like
same.
a night where it's like, okay, all four of us are gonna hop on. We're gonna play a bit of the story.
Yeah, I've been doing the same with a group of friends where we were playing together originally, but then with all the updates happening and everything gets reset, we all
Yeah.
just kind of fell off for a while. But yeah, I would like to jump into it again. I was enjoying it.
Oh yeah, no, like it's
Yeah.
fantastic. It was just that thing again where it's like I don't want to restart.
I don't want to go to this
and
village again.
My main thing is like I didn't want to get burned out on the opening part.
Exactly.
Like, and I know there's a bunch of different stuff you can do and everything,
right?
But like I didn't want to see all of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I just stepped away. I was like, I'm gonna take a break until it's ready to go, and I'm glad I did because now I'm excited for its launch and everything like that. I'm like that was the right thing to do then.
Yep. Someone said, could you perhaps stream it here? C&E plays Baldur's Gate 3. Sean actually did do that.
Sean did,
when we announced that we're bringing the characters over.
Yes.
And is it gonna happen again? But it's one of those things where it's like it's not out of the question. We'll see what happens.
Right.
But it's definitely not going to be like a C&E plays the entirety of it.
Right.
We're not gonna do that.
No, it's still something fun to do as part of our reveal.
I will say, 5 years ago when that game was announced, I did not think that one day I would be writing equipment for those characters.
Right. Okay, so we are getting there with this. Look at
I'm feeling really good about
all
this
of this.
one. Yours is definitely like I think it has more white in it than mine, but
Okay.
I do still like you see what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's still a bit darker. I'm still very happy with this though.
Good.
Because you were totally right. Like if this got left as is. On my desk, I would be totally fine with it. It looks like a cool statue. Actually, here's the thing. This is what has been in my head the entire time, and I will be so shocked if anyone in chat follows me on this. In the 90s, might have been early 2000s, Burger King did Dragon Ball Z toys that were really just statues of the characters, and they're like, try and find the gold one, but I ended up getting like Goku but in like this color scheme, and it looks exactly like that, so I'm like, oh, this is kind of cool.
Oh, that's funny. All right, so we're back to, I'm gonna make sure this layer dries before we go into the next step, because we're gonna jump over to True White, well, True Dead White from Vallejo. But definitely want to make sure this is dry because we want to keep that white as possible and not do too much blending of the colors.
Roger.
Washing my brush to be sure. I may even break out my, I'm going to break out my brush wash, which if you haven't seen this before, this is a lovely little brush wash. The Masters Brush Cleaner and Preserver does a really nice job of cleaning your brushes. All you have to do is wet down your brush, dip it on top of this. It's basically like a bar of soap. And it works up a lather. Yeah, works up a nice lather. And I just do this a few times and then rinse it off in my rinse water. Yuck, yuck. Yeah, a couple times. Don't drink the rinse water.
My constant fear while painting minis.
I've done the dip the paintbrush in my tea. I have done that.
At least that's the better way of going around it.
Right? It can happen. It happens to the best of us. How many times have I drunk my rinse water? Asked Lightning Hawk. Once. That's all it took. And then you just learn to keep your water cup away from your rinse cup, and that they're different shapes and or sizes and colors.
That's the big one.
Yeah.
I don't have it with me right now. Um, but the Citadel cup for holding water that has
Mm,
little ridges inside and everything,
yeah,
it is a different cup shape enough that you'll never think that it's
exactly.
that one.
Yeah. It's like my rinse cup is now this like kind of bucket. I would never I would never think to drink out of
Do you,
this.
do you see what someone said? Johnny,
What?
Rust on the Harbor, used to taste their paint water during their streams.
I wouldn't put it past Johnny to
Johnny,
do that.
no,
Johnny.
Johnny.
Johnny is lovely.
Oh, I love
Oh,
them so much.
they are amazing.
The
They are
that
absolutely
was
amazing to work with.
that was one of those idle insights where, like, it's someone I haven't met before. I don't know how
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna be or anything like that.
Right.
And they got in the call and we were just immediately talking about everything, and it was so good. Good.
Johnny, drink your paint water, cowards. Actual quote. Yeah, I believe it. I believe it. That sounds like Johnny.
I do also believe that. Drink your paint water.
Cowards. I totally believe that one.
Oh, that's so good.
Okay.
Okay, I'm liking what I
You
got
liking
right
this?
now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Cool. So are you ready to graduate to white? You ready? Y'all ready for
guess
this?
so.
Da 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 da. I'm stopping Twitch, okay? I'm stopping.
What? Dylan later, why did Paint and Slay get kicked off of Twitch? Okay, so we're just going for just normal,
Just
not
straight-
adding anything
straight-
to it.
Yeah, just plain old dead white, which sounds horrible. Or just if you have a different brand, just white.
There we go.
And then we're going to do something slightly different because we've been pulling the brush in all these different directions, getting into different nooks and crannies. I'm going to do this before I put paint on. We're going to make the effort now in this case to pull from top to bottom in this case to act as
Over
highlighting
everything?
for everything. So you're going to try and do this top to bottom motion across the mini as opposed to like pulling up and around and around and around.
Okay.
Okay.
I will do
And I'll show you
my
why in
best.
just a second. Oh yeah. I mean, if you forget, it's okay. It doesn't break the mini or anything like
Spoilers.
that.
I will forget.
But I'm just gonna pull down the top of the length of the braids because it'll take on more of a highlight as opposed to just getting shadowing in. And it's also going to do cool things like really pop out the brows and the cheekbones on the face.
And this is still with light touches,
Mhm.
right?
Yep, light touches, but you can see how that completely transformed the face by pulling in a different direction. Now you have a lot more of those
Oh,
details.
wow.
Yep. Isn't that cool?
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, just
By
There you go.
shifting. Yep. The only thing that changed is the direction I was starting to pull the brush. So now it's all top to bottom. I actually find this step takes a little bit longer because you have to be more thoughtful about where your brush is getting pulled.
I'm noticing that, yeah.
Yeah. Like here, it's tempting to go, oh, I'll just pull it this way at this little ridge at the sleeve here,
Yeah.
but don't. Because then you're going
Oh.
to skew your shadows.
I had a little more paint on that brush than I thought I did. It's fine.
It's okay.
Happy little accidents.
Happy. Happy. But yeah. I like this part. This is my favorite part of this.
I definitely get why. Like this is This is definitely very relaxing for this
Mm-hmm.
one.
Plus, you get a sense of completion and progress as you go through and do it, which is
Uh,
nice.
I will be honest, when we were doing the first layer of the dry brush, I was like, oh no, I think I messed this up. And I'm very happy with this.
Awesome.
Like no joke, I genuinely might just keep this like this.
I have there like trust me, this one was supposed to be all grotesque and ugly, and then I finished. I'm like, I'm keeping it in grayscale.
Yeah.
I liked the way it had that sketchbook feel to it. Oh, God, this is so much fun to do.
Oh, the leg parts, the ones around the calves, that really
Mm-hmm.
is doing something different to it.
Yeah.
That is wild.
Yay.
Now, what about for the ground? Is it just
The ground, you can pull one direction if you want. So front
all
to
right?
back.
Okay, I'll go Harry Styles.
I walked right into that one. Totally walked right into that one. Yep, yep. I see what you did there.
Good times.
So yeah, if y'all are enjoying this episode of Paint and Slay with me and Trevor, I'm gonna be on Idle Insights in a couple weeks, right?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For a thematically appropriate time.
Yes. Wow, that is just wild.
Hmm.
Just looking at this thing now and being like, okay, yeah, this is
Mm-hmm.
this looks cool.
Yeah. It does the things.
What's going on? Grayscale beholder eye
Eye
tyrant. It's been
tyrant.
petrified by
Nice.
Oh my god.
Incredible.
We need more streams where where you all can chat and collapse into laughter. Oh, if you don't think that part of the conversations we've had is we have to figure out a show we can do, I
Right?
mean, that is a constant thing.
Mm-hmm.
But
Telling
there's
you.
this thing called time that
We just need to find a
sucks.
day and time to just chat and go with it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I actually think I'm done with that part.
Really?
I did go a little bit
Awesome.
faster. But I just I I'm liking how they look.
Very cool. Yes. Very cool.
Ooh,
I'm
you know
gonna
what? Maybe I'll do.
wow.
This actually be kind of cool. Maybe what I'll do is I will leave them like this, but
Mm-hmm.
I'll hop in. I'll be in chat when y'all do the sword, and I'll do
Uh-huh.
that like how you have
Oh.
it.
Yeah.
So it's got this like flaming sword on the statue. That'd be pretty cool.
That would be awesome. The other cool thing is when you do this type of technique, if you want to turn it into sort of looking like a metal statue, I did this to create a bronze statue. Yeah.
Oh.
It is in a faraway room where I would show you right now what that looks like.
I have the mini of the creature that idol that's on the cover of like the old player's
Oh
handbook
yeah,
is.
that would be cool.
And yeah, but like I kind of wish that one wasn't in motion but I
Oh
might do
right,
that to that one.
that could be fun.
Yeah.
That could be a lot of fun. Look at this. I have the happiness. Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to stop because
You're
if
gonna
I
stop?
keep doing, I'm just gonna keep doing it, and I'm gonna ruin things.
I'm gonna do the things that you don't want to do. Oof. Ding ding. My hand is starting to cramp from the weight of the mini.
Oh yeah. I mean, that is the thing that I love about the Citadel holder, is that it just helps with
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, unfortunately, my mini holder is definitely geared towards smaller critters.
Yeah. Well, I got two different ones because I was like, I'm gonna be fancy about
You're
it.
gonna be special.
I'm gonna be so fancy about it, and then rarely ever paint.
You know, it happens. It absolutely happens. Trust me, I have gadgets and gizmos aplenty. I've been listening to a certain song too much.
No, yeah, no.
Yep.
Couldn't figure out what that one is.
Well, because they play that in Dreamlight Valley whenever you talk to Ariel. Like, they have
Oh,
the I want to be where the people are.
they
I
have it
wanna
with
see,
the
wanna
lyrics
see
and
'em
everything.
dancing.
Oh
No.
my gosh.
Dang it, now it's like running in my head. Oh boy. All right. I think
Making a mistake. Making a mistake. I saw one area that I'm like, I could do the little thing on it, and I'm gonna mess it up.
You curbing yourself, or are you gonna go for it?
I'm doing it.
You gonna do it? Do the thing.
Oh my god. I didn't screw it up. Ha
You want thingamabobs? I got 20. But who cares? No big deal. I want more.
We were at the bar a couple weeks ago, and karaoke was happening, and the DJ did that one and like nailed it too.
Oh,
But
nice.
like I loved it because like probably 90% of my friend group were singing along with him.
How could you not? How could you not? I mean, seriously.
The best night for sure though was the night that someone did I Want It That Way from NSYNC, and the entire bar of millennials just in chorus.
Of course they did. Yep. Yep. So here we are with our, how many colors we did? We did 5 or 6, 5 layers, starting with black, a few grays in between, and we ended it with the white. And now we have this mini with all these great details popping out and ready to go. And Laura and I will be back next week and start adding colors in. This is one of those minis that has so many different sections. We're going to be painting sort of like, I think we'll start with doing, I'm debating, do I want to start with face and hair first or save those for last and start with armor? So
yeah.
Yeah, I need to think about that a little bit longer. Luckily, I have a week to do that.
Yeah.
But this again is the Fire Giant. It's the most recent Fire Giant from WizKids D&D Nolzur's Marvelous Miniatures line. There is an older one that came out previously. This one I want to say was wave 17 or 16, one of the two, one of the teens. But yeah, so we'll get to work on doing color work on this now. And the cool thing is if you did this and you want to keep it as is, like Treavor might be doing, you absolutely could. What I would recommend you do is just make sure you put a nice matte seal coat over this, just to seal it up and make sure the paint doesn't chip or anything like that. But yeah, so we're gonna keep progressing and doing more work on this amazing Fire Giant through the summer, just in time for the release of Big V's coming pretty soon.
Yeah.
That wasn't at all plotted or thought out.
No, not at all. Absolutely not. How could we?
No.
How could we have done that?
No, I did it. I totally did it. I fully did it. I absolutely did it. I'm like, I need a giant for the summer. Giant, sweet. So
love it.
And then don't forget, right now in game, our evergreen champion Commodore Crux. You can get them and unlock them, add them to your roster. I'm sorry, but I like seeing a gif of a gif. It makes me happy. So do be sure to check that one out too. And then we just announced it today. What Oh, I thought
Huh?
something was wrong with your video.
Oh no, it's my cord. I'm just fidgeting. I'm sorry.
It's totally cool. It's totally cool. When I realized what it was, I'm like, that makes far more sense. Anyways, New Spotlight blog just went live today. If you haven't checked it out, do be sure you do, because you get to meet Vinersa, and she is going to be our champion, launching next Wednesday and created by the man above me, Treavor himself. It's actually a really cool champion. I'm excited for people to check her out and add her and have her do the cool things. All things spacey plasmoid blob girl that she is. And on top of that, it is Friday, which means we're moving into the weekend. So it is Shadow Dagger weekend. And if you sign up for the newsletter, you will be getting the free gold Shadow Dagger chest. And if you haven't signed up for the newsletter yet, you can do that right in the game. You'll get an email once a week from us letting you know what the weekend's going to be and giving you a chest to use in the game. Not a bad thing at all. So I think that is pretty much everything in terms of what's happening in the game, what's going on. Again, thank you to Mars. Appreciate you so much for jumping in and throwing in not just the questions, but also some responses that we can give to some of the questions, because obviously Trevor and I are more collector style players of Idle Champions, which is perfectly
I like that
legitimate
way
and
of saying that, by the way. That I'm going to use that now as like, I'm a collector style player of this.
I'm a collector, so I absolutely I will collect, the familiars and the champions and all that goodness. But if you're more like the stacking the numbers and getting the things set up, oh my god, Mars and Garwar and Sean, they are the ones. Definitely check out their streams because they have so many cool tips and tricks and all that goodness going on. Who is after us? Do we still have? Forgot to check.
No, I don't. Wait,
are we?
I don't know.
Are we?
Hang on, I'm gonna check.
We?
I have the technology.
We have the tech for that.
Formation save is up.
Formation save. There we go. So stay tuned. We will have formation save happening at the top of the hour. I'm not going to say the exact hour itself because I don't know what time zone you're in.
Oh, dang it. I pinned a message to instead of responding to it.
What'd you do?
I just pinned a message. I was trying to respond and I failed. I was just trying to say it is VIN for Vin because the Lurking Writer wasn't sure. Vin, and this is why I should not click buttons.
It's okay. It's cool. It's totally fine. So yeah, that is, I think, everything for this week. So we will see you back usual time next week. Lauren will be above me. Trevor, thank you so much for hanging out today.
Thank you for letting me hang out.
Always a pleasure. Not that, I love working with Lauren, but it's always fun to know that you get a chance to jump into when she's not able to make a stream. So with that all being said, I think it is time to wrap this up, give everyone time to sort of reboot and get ready. If you want to see more Idle Champions, stay tuned. Sean will be with you soon. And until next week, take care, everyone. Bye.